Oh,
Oh, howdy.
oh, wow. Okay, wow. Freeform time. I didn't take any notes either.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Uh, oh.
It's fine.
Yeah, I think it is fine. I just gotta say, I really enjoyed this one.
I did too.
It was
I,
like,
I I figured this was a little bit more down your aisle than rap,
yeah, it was.
and he's got a nice voice. So.
Even that, like, this is the kind of, this is the kind of music that I would just have in the background. Though I don't really differ from the kind of music that I already listen to, so
Mhm.
it'd be hard to. It's not that I. Yeah, actually, you know what? I'll just say it. I wouldn't incorporate this into my normal playlist,
Okay.
but I wouldn't be. I'd be pretty happy if it showed up, like if I was listening elsewhere.
On like a shuffle or like a yeah,
Yeah,
or on like a oh I'm just gonna hit top 10 R&B hits or something.
right.
Yeah, it's good. Like, wait, did we start already?
Um, yes. I have to check and see. Okay, so look, yeah,
I
I
figure
think
we just
YouTube's
started
fine.
talking about it. That's why
Yeah,
I don't
I tried to get everything set up before you
Okay,
got here, but yeah,
take your
I
time.
think we're good.
We're good.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I'll do the intro. Welcome to this week's episode of the Healthy Dialogue podcast. This week is another music discussion, music corner. I don't even know what I call these. And
Music
today we'll be
discussion.
discussing a new release by the artist of name of Jameson, JMSN. Heals Me album came out I think a couple weeks ago, so we'll be talking about that. Um, no new speakers today, just me and Spencer. So
Unfortunate. You know, I thought we
usually
convinced. I thought we at least convinced Jarrett to come on
I
this
thought I
time,
did,
but
but I think he's just lazy.
oh, he's
He also
probably
might still be
asleep.
asleep. He was up till 7. Yeah, he's asleep. There's no way. 9. Yeah, so if you get 5, he would be waking up like now if he got his usual 9 hours of sleep.
Oh,
So yeah, 7, 5. Yeah, he went to sleep at 7. Yeah. So for now, we'll be skipping the like intro roundtable. Usually, when we have a new speaker, I'll take note of, you know, what kind of what kind of medium they like to consume their music, how they like to consume their music, for what purpose do they consume their music. Uh, so
well, do you think yours
we
has
can skip
changed at
those
all?
parts.
It might
Um,
be okay to go over that again. It's been a long time.
when was the last show? In like July, right?
Something like that. I mean, my music tastes haven't really changed, but I will say, like, my EDM, I usually listen to EDM most of the time, and then just
Mm-hmm.
like a bunch of other random stuff that I have inspirations for with like their vocal capacity. So
Mm-hmm.
if anyone like shows some high note capacity with their voice, I'm totally in. But um, no, it's like there's certain sound bites that I look for in different songs. I don't listen to albums for the sake of listening to every song. I treat
Right.
each song individually, separate from the album. So this whole album,
Gotcha.
listening to albums is, um, it's not like new to me. Like I've done it for different artists before. Like for One Republic, I used to do like the full album listen through. I also did it for Madian, which is an
Right.
EDM artist. So I've really only done it on those two occasions though. I haven't done it for anyone else. Like most of the other times just fit under the category of or under the behavior of just listen to a song, and not the album.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I I think I mentioned this in the last podcast, but my music listening habits haven't changed, but like the genre tends to fluctuate. So it's weird catching me listening to JMSN this month because I've lately been kind of getting back into heavy metal, but I still love R&B is still one of my favorite genres.
What
So
makes you say this month?
just coincidentally, there's no I there's nothing that in my mind that tells myself, "Oh, I'm going to listen to metal this month." It's just I've just been fucking with metal lately a little bit more than usual. So, yeah. Maybe it's cuz I went to a concert. That's
Uh,
that's actually probably why. But um yeah. Yeah, nothing's really changed. I consume music the same amount. It's been a good number of albums that have come out lately. That's why I'm like I only got to listen to this one twice as well. Um, but yeah,
I would
I
say
guess I
most
should.
of mine has been like putting off a bunch of crap. I don't know. Like I just got done with a lot of most of my daily responsibilities last week. Like I just got off my internship. I still
Mm,
have like one last thing that I need to write up for it, but for the most part, after getting done with school and then also finishing up the internship, I've been pretty lazy. I haven't been keeping up with responsibilities, which I mean, to some degree is the reason behind why there wasn't a podcast last week, which I tried to make up for this week, but
oh, yeah,
I
that's
wasn't
right.
I wasn't feeling the I wasn't
No
thinking that.
Spencer update.
Yeah, I don't think anything I was going to put out was going to be meaningful, so I just didn't do it.
Fair enough.
Though I plan to have one tomorrow. I don't know if you're going to make it to that. Since you changed the time from Sunday to Saturday, I'm guessing it's
At 4?
yeah. I don't know what I
Uh,
want to be doing though. Like I
yeah.
just saw a Jordan Peterson video
Mhm.
on it, and I was very intrigued by what he had to say on it's like a 6 minute short video, so I didn't know if we would talk a whole lot
Send
about
it to
that.
me.
And then I also there's like a couple other concepts that I wanted to go over, such as comparing yourself. Um, and I had one other one, but that was like the top one. It's like social
Okay.
standing in the different ranks that you're a part of. So it's like your awareness with how you place amongst other people, which ties into the idea of comparing yourself. I didn't know if I wanted to have those in the same one or if I just wanted to just do like a review of what Jordan Peterson had said, or like maybe a compilation of Jordan Peterson videos.
I'm free tomorrow after like 2ish.
Oh,
So
okay, okay.
just yeah, I guess send the announcement
I'll
with
send
the
it out
markdown
later
file.
today. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll let you know if I'm
One
willing
other
to.
thing that I also saw from Discord stages, you can plan events in the future. That was so cool, and you can also like attach a markdown file with it as well. So I
Oh,
didn't
really?
notice that until like after I started this one, but yeah, I'll probably be doing that for tomorrow's.
What does an event look like? Is it just like an auto-generated
I
announcement,
actually
or?
don't know. I don't know what that looks like on the stages platform because I figure most like, I don't know. I figure that feature in itself is meant for stage discovery. So you can have um, I suppose it'll show up on there as like a
Hmm.
future event, but I could be wrong.
Gotcha.
Or it might just
Oh,
be
that'd be cool.
within the
Give it a
like
shot.
the server itself. Yeah, I don't really know. I know I'll
We
try
shall
it
see.
next time. Anyways,
Anyways, yeah. Um, music taste, or I guess consumption strategies haven't really changed.
I would say mine have changed a little bit. Like most of the music that I listen to is during like workout periods. So to some
Okay.
degree like music is an inspiration and I suppose that isn't too much of a difference from what it was 2 months ago. Is that 2 months ago? Yeah, 2 months ago.
July. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but I would say most of the music that I listen to is like more of a remix of most of the like EDM stuff that I listen to. I mean, EDM's pretty remixed already from like original songs, and then it's remixed even more into like mashups. But
Hmm.
I don't know. It's a twist on some inspiration that I draw from. So
Gotcha.
they become stale after like I don't know a couple times of listening to. Other than that, I've been listening to like anime songs, which is I mean I'm admitting to being a
Oh,
weeb here, which I don't
oh,
think
anime.
is new to anyone, but I don't know. There's some banger songs in anime sometimes, like some of the intros and
I found some
outros.
good bands from anime, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I probably
Anyways,
sound like a total weeb by saying that, but I think
yeah, yeah.
that's how I feel.
Oh, that's cool. What else is on our
When do
docket?
you
I guess I
listen to
should.
music, actually?
Oh, like all the time. Uh, Earlier today I was like planning out next week. I was working on some finance stuff. I was trying to develop like my morning and night routines, like daily morning and night routines. I was listening to music then. I was hanging out with Calvin on the couch. We're listening to some music, just browsing Reddit, just chilling for a little bit. I listen to music all the time on the drive, like every drive. I went shopping today for some food. Yeah, I listen to music all the time. If there's a moment that doesn't require like high levels of attention, then I'm listening to music. I'll even listen to music when we're playing like tribes or
Right.
uh yeah.
I will
Yeah.
say I don't know. I was like, when I was going into this event today, I was trying to figure out if my routine for listening to music was going to be meaningful at the same level as yours because I know you take a lot of time into looking into I guess you have a different process for listening to music when you want to analyze it versus when I want to do that. And actually the occurrences are much different as well.
Oh.
Or the
I
frequency of when those happen for the both of us is much different.
I guess I should mention my first listen to this album. I sat down and mostly didn't do anything. I think I played Binding of Isaac, which isn't like at my point isn't like a super thinking game. So I was mostly paying attention to the music anyway.
What percentage were you focusing on the game versus how much you were for the music?
Uh,
Like if you were to
what
allocate your focus
my
amount.
my focus? Probably like 30 to 70. The 70 being the music, the 30 being the game.
Interesting.
I just restart until I get OP items, and
I
then I
feel
just
like yeah,
steamroll.
yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm listening to music, it's always the reverse, I think, amount. Especially when I like
Or
actually want to focus on the music. Like if I'm focusing on the music, I'm also probably doing something else and it's probably 50-50. Like it's very hard
okay.
for me to sit down and just have 100% of my drawn attention on the music, which
Oh,
is why
fascinating.
that's why I thought like the first one was kind of torturous for me because I was
It was a
sitting down.
longer, yeah.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
longer.
you tried just full 100%.
100%
Like,
writing notes with it. Like I got
oh
so
wow.
oh, like some of the songs were so painful to do that for.
Logic's, yeah, sometimes it's not that great. um no, if there's an artist I really like maybe one day if Mac Ayers comes out with a new album. Really love his music. His last album, I literally just sat there and listened to it. I didn't write anything down. I just kind of took it in. 100%. I just sat in my chair, leaned back, and just listened.
That's so interesting because I like hardly have those moments as well. Like there's some
Okay.
songs that do that for me, but it's not like albums that catch me at that that don't inspire me to have that level of attention.
Maybe we gotta just get you into a really good fucking album.
True, true. I mean
Just
this one was pretty good. Like if I like there's well, I was playing Maple Story for the first listen through and then I was cleaning for the second one.
okay, yeah.
Um I what I do want to say is that I actually want to go through it a third time. I'll probably do it like after this podcast though. Like I really liked some of the sound bites from some of the songs.
Mhm.
And then I think the latter half of the album I lost interest in. I think it was like song 7 to or maybe it was like the last two songs. I don't really know.
Okay.
That's like that's how separated I was from from like the songs I was listening to and also the background processes that I was doing at the same time. So it's like that.
Gotcha.
It like when I listen to the album, it's just like a one flowing song, pretty much. I was trying to keep track of which songs like transition from what and my feelings towards it, but
I was gonna say that's a good thing. That was something that I liked about the album. It felt very cohesive.
yeah, yeah,
Like it had very central themes. And anyway, yeah. I should so I should intro him kind of.
I agree.
The artist we're listening to is JMSN or Jameson. Pronounced Jameson. He's an R&B kind of like alternative R&B kind of soul act. I think he started his career around 2005, but uh, he's been releasing stuff for a while now. Wikipedia says his first release was in 2012. I only have experience listening to his last album, which I really enjoyed, and this album. So yeah, um, I guess this album is a little bit. I don't know if it's technically a concept album, but it's more well-rounded. It's not a compilation album like the Logic album. Um, it's yeah, it's more well-rounded. It has a central focus. That being uh, kind of relationships, uh, love, heartbreak, separation. A lot of like common R&B themes, but yeah, this is Jameson's Heals Me, and yeah, I really enjoyed it too. Uh, it's pretty, yeah, it's different from the last album. The last album was kind of like funky R&B. It was like more groovy. Not to say that this wasn't groovy too. There were some grooves on this album, but it's a little bit. This album's a little bit more low key. It's a little bit more. Uh, I don't want to say sensual, but like uh, personal, close. I don't know. There's a closeness about it that it feels like he's speaking from the heart. Anyway, um, yeah, I guess we can go track by track if you want.
Sure.
Rolling Stone. I loved this one. Rolling Stone's the first one.
I'd actually like your thoughts on what Rolling Stone means to you, or like, or not the song, but like the actual phrase, like Rolling Stone.
Did we talk about this in the Logic discussion?
Rolling Stone?
Like the concept behind the phrase Rolling Stone?
Maybe. I don't
Because
remember it.
it's.
If you would like to go over it again, but
Oh, I thought you were drawing on something previously.
no, 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 no. It like I don't know. I was trying to figure out what like the phrase Rolling Stone would mean.
It's if you look at Common, I'm not drawing from the Rolling Stones, the band, but from other, I have a few other songs on my phone that involve that are named Rolling Stone, and from what I could interpret is that it's I guess it's more alluding to someone who is like constantly moving, whether
Yeah.
not necessarily forward, but someone who's like in motion, I guess, kind of attributing that person to a stone and that they're rolling uh, continuously or forward, whether that be in life, in relationships, in their career, their you know, even in their thoughts,
Right.
or
Right.
even in their like personality. Someone maybe who's changing. Uh, the Weeknd actually had a song. One of my favorite songs by him is also called Rolling Stone, and he. It's interesting because he interpolates in the song. He interpolates uh, a relationship, sort of. Uh, he's in the song. He's like warning this girl, supposedly in a relationship he's with, that he's going to be changing, and that he's worried that she's not going to love him after he's changed. And what's genius about it is that the first listen you kind of think about, oh, he's talking to a girl, when in reality, when he had, I think he addressed this to his fans, but he's actually talking to his fans about how he's going to change sonically as a musician, and
Ooh.
he hopes that they still love him after he changes. The Weeknd's he's changed genres so much. Like he kind of stays in the realm of R&B, but he's done pop. He's done like 80s synth wave. He's done all these crazy genres, and that granted he pulls off, but it really is, this song is that central theme of uh kind of just constantly moving, constantly changing. And you see that in the lyrics too. He kind of addresses this. What I'm assuming, maybe he is also addressing his fans. JMSN is, but he also might be addressing a significant other, because he's constantly saying like, "Oh, wait for me." Uh, sometimes I assume he's talking about being like leaving her, and that they've been drifting apart, and you know maybe that's because he's constantly moving forward, or you know
Yeah.
shifting
One
his
of the
focus.
right. One of the lines that like I guess well, it's at the end of the song, but it connects it back together. When I finally get home, we go back to the start. And I was what does that mean to you?
I like that he ends it too on that.
See, I
Um,
never meant to be a Rolling Stone is the line after that, and then the song ends. Or actually, I should just read the last verse. Ever since I've been gone, we've been drifting apart. As time passes on, distance grows. When I finally get home, we go back to the start. See, I never meant to be a Rolling Stone.
this is like kind of the chorus, but not really.
Right, right,
Um, I guess it's like the second half of the chorus, post-chorus maybe.
right.
And then he ends on that. To me, what my mind envisions is that he left her, whoever she or he, maybe were they. Um, and at the beginning of the song it says, "Promise you'll wait for me." So perhaps he left this person, and maybe in his mind, because things are moving so fast around him, he's changing, his environment's changing. uh, Time kind of stood still when he left at home, so perhaps when he gets back home. Oh no, I changed my entire interpretation now. When I finally get home, we go back to the start. Maybe when he gets back home or returns to this uh, partner, he'll have changed so much that they might need to, and maybe they've changed so much that they might need to to know each other again for the first time. That's how I interpret that.
What kind of
Like
time span do you think he's interpreting here? Like,
ever
when
since
is
having
leaving home and getting back to home? How long
I
is this
say
Rolling Stone process?
I say at minimum like 6 months is my guess. At
Really?
minimum. Yeah. What? What?
Wow.
Do you think like years?
I think days. I think you
You
can
think
change.
days?
Yeah, I think you can
Damn.
change that drastically. And it's the upkeep that, okay, so the difference, I think there's a huge difference between when you return back from a day versus when you return back from like any other period, like 6 months. Like
Hmm.
the transition time as a Rolling Stone, you become so shaped into something else that you need to restart your grounds again with this person. And I think
Uh-huh.
the occurrences of which, well, I mean, this is completely separate from the song itself. I think conceptually this is like, I don't know. For some odd reason, I'm going to this. Um, I'm making this comparison between returning back and like upkeeping relationships like from just a day versus like 6 months out, and the changes that you go through as an individual and how you're maintaining these relationships with other people as you're changing individually.
Hmm.
But that's kind of where my mind took it. But I was I just didn't know what kind of timeline view or listeners would interpret this time of change or this Rolling Stone phase.
I could even roll it back to like 3 months. My answer is largely influenced by my knowledge of how much a music artist tours. So if
I
he's
see.
touring for that long, he likely hasn't seen her for that long. And maybe if through his touring, through his uh, travels, he's changed that
Right.
much. But you know, I don't disagree that someone can change uh, in a span of a few days. Absolutely. But
I suppose that might be our differences in how we view change or changes between people altogether. I see
hmm.
myself changing every day.
Okay. Maybe these smaller changes are
Yeah, I suppose that's
uh,
what I highlight most.
more prevalent to you
Yeah.
as well. Yeah, for sure. But I liked this one. It was a good intro song. It was low key. A lot of these songs are very like kind of low key, kind of like chill, laid back. A good like night drive songs, I would say too.
Right.
Kind of just chill, just not really like pay too much attention to it because there's not a lot of like. It's not like a Kendrick Lamar album where like one line means like five different things and has three different entendres or something like that. It's
Right.
it's pretty surface, but it's like also meaningful at the same time. Uh, but yeah, the next song is "What Did I Get Myself Into." This one's a little like groovy, right? What did I get myself into? Yeah, that's that one. Kind of like, I kind of like the flamenco guitar on some of these tracks. It's kind of spicy. Uh, it's really good. Um, I remember liking this one. I don't know if you heard this, but Jameson's chest voice, I should say, not his head voice. Sometimes, like at moments, just at moments, not all the time. Sometimes I get like, oh, he sounds like Justin Timberlake. Like if Justin Timberlake did
100%.
like
Like I was gonna,
soul.
yeah, I was gonna mention that like earlier too. Is I don't know why I was reminded by JT sometimes.
Oh yeah, like his music doesn't sound like JT at all, but his voice does,
Right.
which is uncanny sometimes. But yeah, what did I get myself into? This one's catchy. Um, I think this one is kind of him reflecting on coming back to that person and regretting uh perhaps like divulging into too much change or too many other things and not paying enough attention to that person. um I got caught up in the moment and I didn't really think things through. Don't judge me, all this pressure got me out here acting funny. uh yeah.
Definitely like a identity crisis kind of thing. And then there's the pressure
Right.
of this other person who's expecting better of you to do things in the way that they want you to, or is it
Right.
that they're trying to hold you accountable to the things that you want to be doing for yourself and you're not doing it because of the pressure.
Maybe also for themselves, but also for that significant other. Like
Okay.
maybe they didn't call them enough. Maybe they didn't stay in as close contact enough, uh, and maybe he's trying to embrace the fame and or at least chase some sort of, I don't know, maybe like radio play or accessibility or chart topping that he is. As far as I know, he's not as well known as some other popular R&B or pop acts. So, maybe he is trying to elevate his music career to that level. And maybe he let things slip along the way, and this is kind of him acknowledging that. Yeah. It's a good song, bouncy song.
Who is this addressed to? Do you think it's actually to a significant other?
I think it is to someone. Once again, he could also be addressing his fans, but I don't think he is. Like his last album was 3 years ago, so maybe he is talking to his fans. But as far as I know, I think he's talking to
Okay.
significant other. Yeah. Um, Act Like I'm Not Here. I don't remember this one as much. I'm gonna play it for a second. Oh, dude, the guitar is so spicy. I love it. Oh, this one's Groove City. He has his like voice altered in this one too. It's like tuned up. Maybe this one's a little bit more acceptance that the other person is already upset with him for leaving him. Hence the act like I'm not here.
Mm.
Don't mind me, he says. Uh, you know, uh,
That chorus
yeah.
though. Wow. I see the truth in your eyes. There's no sense in lying. You've already made up your mind, so don't mind me. Just act like I'm not here.
Yeah, maybe the bargaining phase between him and this person is over, right? He's kind
Right.
of just I don't know. I envision an argument, and he still lives with this person, and that's why that's what this song kind of puts into my head, that he's got to live there. Hence, like, don't mind me, just like let me be here. Uh, I've already said my piece. It's up to you what happens next, sort of, you know. Bass groove's hard on this song. Uh, yeah, not a lot to say about the lyrics, but yeah, I enjoyed this one as well.
I think there's a I don't know. I'm missing the connection in the lyrics, but I guess we don't have to talk about it. I think that
I'll go for it.
I don't know. It's like I can't understand if he's taking responsibility for messing up, or if he's bitter that the other person can't be changed, or their mind can't be changed.
I think this one he's bitter. I don't know if he's bitter, but I think he's just. It's kind of like the sorry not sorry. It feels like
Ooh,
that, like
yeah, yeah,
almost on a. I think he says he's not apologizing, right?
yeah. But I got
But
no
I not know.
apologies. Yeah.
Yeah, for the way I'm feeling inside. Yeah, so maybe he had a reality or a scenario in his mind already that he thought it would play out, and he feels this way, and maybe he feels this way upon returning to this person, and maybe they just don't agree, or maybe they changed so much that it's a different ball game. So I guess you know like I said earlier, he's like said his piece, and he's done as much as he feels he can do, and that's as far as it goes. Like, it's not an apology song, right? It's just uh I guess put up with me. It's not even a put up with me. He's trying to become like more invisible. I'm too damn grown to be out here like I am. I just play along. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, sort of just unapologetic for who he is when he's come back. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Next song. I don't speak Spanish, so I don't know how good of a
Oh.
job he did. This one was a bop, though. I remember this one being good.
The interlude?
Donde está?
Yeah.
Interlude doesn't have any lyrics, but
Well, yes, yes. I gotta say though, I love the sound bites in the interlude.
oh
That was
yeah,
I don't know. I was super hooked on this song. Like I'm not a huge okay. I'm generally not a fan
of this kind of music,
of
the
like
like Latin influenced music.
I suppose,
This song feels like
but I was kind of a fan of the lyrics too. I mean, under like having a Spanish background in
oh
in
of the
high
main song.
school,
Okay.
so yeah, in the main song. The interlude itself, I was a huge fan of still. Like I
Oh
yeah,
yeah, yeah. Interlude was great. I feel like it could have been part of the song, but I don't know the music choice behind that.
I agree.
Maybe to fill it out to 10 minutes,
Mhm.
but or 10 tracks. Sorry. Um, the whole time I listened to the interlude, I was like, this guy could make like a James Bond soundtrack. It sounds like a James Bond sort of. Yo, he would kill a James Bond intro. I would absolutely love for him to do a James Bond intro. We keep choosing like these common pop artists. I'm like, dude, give it to like someone who will kill it though.
Right.
I felt the same way about Muse. Muse hasn't done a James Bond intro, and I feel like they would destroy a James Bond intro. But that's just me. I don't know if you've seen any of the James Bonds, the new ones. but
I've seen one.
that's definitely along the line of what I'm leaning towards.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Interlude was good. Donde Está was good. I don't know any Spanish. Donde Está means where are you, right?
Yeah.
Maybe I can.
Te
Actually, you know what I'm gonna do?
necesito aquí is I need you here, I think.
I'm gonna copy the lyrics and paste them into Google Translate. Yeah, you're right. Because I have nothing without you. How long are you gonna make me wait? How do you feel? Tell me more. Oh! This song kind of sheds light on the last song. Not the interlude. the
Right, right.
Act Like I'm Not Here. He kind of says maybe his return was met with silence. Because he talks about, like, he doesn't know where this person. He asks, "Where are you? Donde está? How long are you gonna make me wait? How do you feel? I want to know. I want to understand." Like, so maybe, yeah, he was met with silence upon his return. Maybe them being upset, but he doesn't know where their mind's at, which is why he's like, "Donde está?"
I need you here. Is that like, would you say that from feeling regret? Or is that like more of a demand of I'm owed? Like
I don't know about owed, but
communication.
want. I want you. A yearning for that person, for sure. I
Interesting.
would say that. Because it sounds like there's been almost little to no communication upon his return.
But to
Uh,
some degree, if you're maintaining like a relationship with someone, right? Shouldn't you be
mhm.
owed some communication if there was none at all?
I'm inclined to agree. Yeah.
So yeah. I just
Oh, okay.
that's
Yeah,
where
that's what you're
that
getting at.
question was coming from. I just didn't know if you believed it was that or if it was like a desire or yeah, from the perspective of desire.
I'm generally someone who doesn't like to think about things in terms of like owing somebody, but uh, I see what you're getting at, and I agree. Uh,
Do you think it's still desire or do you think it's the
I think it's a little bit of both,
okay.
cause he wants to know what they're, yeah, not even owed, but like if your significant other randomly just stopped talking to you for a day and a daily talk was regular in your relationship, you would be, maybe it is a want due to owe, but I don't know. Uh, it's more. I would want them to talk to me.
I generally well okay, I remember generally liking this like the flow of the song for the most part. I was a huge fan of the interlude, so going
Hmm.
right into this right after that was I don't know. It was fitting.
Yeah, it's definitely a. The interlude is definitely a good precursor to the tune of the track, to the rest of the following track. So
I mean, not knowing
yeah.
Spanish would would make this hard, but
I
knowing like
I
pieces
fucked
of
with
it.
this song heavy because even though I didn't know what he was saying,
Oh,
it's about the vibe, bro. Come on, you listen to EDM. They don't have lyrics in EDM.
true.
Yeah. If it's a language I'm not familiar with, I treat it as if it was a instrumental. And Jameson's great at crafting melodies, so I'm I was engaged the whole time, even though I didn't know anything. I'm in the streets of Spain, sipping a sipping a Spanish cola. Yeah, that's where I put myself while listening to this. bump this in the club. No, no, it's good. What's the next one?
Don't Make Me Change.
Don't make me change. This is my favorite song on the album. Ooh, this one was good. Early favorite, I guess. Early. I've only listened to it twice. I think just the melody, the tune, instantly grabbed me. It was super catchy. But even unrelating to the lyrics, I really like this song. Um, yeah, I feel like he's delving with this song even more further into the unapologetic, like, accept me for who I am
Mm-hmm.
kind of line of thinking. Um,
All
you
right.
can
What do you?
see in the chorus. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna ask of like a specific line in the chorus, but you go first. I'll remember mine.
I was gonna say he's still questioning to this person because of their reaction whether or not he's justified in the way he's acting, in the way he is. When he asks, "Is it crazy for me to hold on to the things that made me?" Uh, so a chance to finally believe that I'm not crazy. So don't make me change who I am. He kind of he's still asking them because they're even though he's unapologetic in his feelings, he's trying to understand their point of view and their feelings towards him. I'm assuming through the lack of communication. So yeah, he's asking them if he's crazy. He's asking them if his current like state of mind is uh, justified in a way. And I yeah, verse 2 he says this attitude is unlike me. Uh, I used to break down all the time. Uh, all of my life that comes with a price, and that's the last thing I said to you. Is that somehow you were right, right? So maybe this maybe they were both expecting to change, but just not in the ways that actually played out. But those are my thoughts. You were saying about the chorus?
Um, I took the chorus in a much different perspective. Is it crazy for me to hold on to the things that made me? Is this the significant other demanding to like stay to like her image of Jameson is something particular in the past, and I was under the impression that is it crazy is addressing the significant other to expect him to be unchangeable as he progresses through life, because in the
Hmm.
end he's a rolling stone from like the first song, so it's natural to have some progression, but the significant other still has the idea that that he's this character, but he's moving
He's
on
the
all the
same
time.
person deep down. Yeah.
Or rather,
Okay.
like the significant other is like trying to hold the Jameson accountable to be the person that he was, to like see the same level of success and or be the same character that he was before, even though he's changing all the time. So is it crazy to demand someone of that? But I think there's probably a bunch of counter arguments to that perspective. So I'm
I'm
more
seeing
inclined to
like,
believe yours.
oh well, I'm seeing like another perspective on the chorus. The more that I read it, and the more that I hear you talk about it, is like maybe because he's saying that these changes that he went through are for the best of him. Like all of his life I broke down in every single situation. Uh you know, all the things that I am, and somehow gave me a chance to finally believe that I'm not crazy. So maybe he is letting go, or he's in the process of letting go to those things, and maybe she is among those things. Uh but he's not, he's like hesitant because he still loves this person, but they're also associated, I guess, with his, I guess, regrettable past is what I'm kind of reading. Yeah, because in the outro he says, "Could it be that I forgot the way it was back when nothing meant as much?" Ooh, I like this line. And if time is just a second hand of love, tell me why am I in a rush?
Ooh.
Ooh. So maybe it's a breakup. Maybe this is like leaning into the breakup. This is he's changed already and he's got to let it go. Yeah, it's just it don't matter at all and we don't matter and it's really hard to, and then it cuts out. So maybe she doesn't approve of his changes and he, he doesn't agree, but uh he's still willing to move on with the changes that he's made because he's better now.
Right.
Because he was given that chance to finally believe he's not crazy. Maybe he's had thoughts of self-doubt, of questioning his self-worth.
So when you're reading through the chorus again, what is crazy addressed in context of for the first line? Is the crazy is the context of crazy in the first line the same as the second one? Is it for the first line being, is it crazy for me to hold on to the things that made me? And then the
Yeah,
second one
I think
being
so.
all the things that I am and somehow gave me a chance to finally believe I'm not crazy.
I think so. Because is it crazy? He's asking, this could also be a song to himself, not necessarily
Interesting.
to
Okay, okay.
that could totally change your perspective on the song just saying that.
100%. Yeah.
um, but if we're like keeping with the theme that it's for someone else, it's the crazy in the first line is, I think, even if he's asking this person, they're still addressing him if he's crazy, and whether or not these things that he's done no longer make him crazy.
I think the crazy is the first line, is it crazy for me to hold on to the things that made me, is like an outer perspective of the changes that he's made. So
Hmm.
it's
I
the
agree.
doubt that are the changes that I went through, or rather, should I have not made the changes that I went through to get to the point where I am today? Like, is it crazy to believe that that was a negative change for me? And then the second one is, for me, is crazy is referring to hmm. I had a thought, and I think I'm gonna put it down because I can't. I don't think I have the dialogue to generate for that thought.
Okay,
Yeah, I don't know. We can continue on. I'd need to piece that together again.
gotcha. Okay, I was gonna say I think it's the same, but perhaps
It's
it's not the
probably the
case.
same. I think that's why I kind of stopped as well. It's because I was trying to figure out if there really was a difference, but I don't think I'm seeing it anymore.
If
But never
we
thought that
do
was.
if we embrace the context of that this is a song for himself, then yeah, they would definitely be uh, more inner reaching, internally reaching into himself, like talking to himself, getting to know himself rather than outward. So yeah. Uh, what's the next song? Love to You. What was that? Like slow jam, right? With a long ass guitar solo. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It was like an 8-minute jam. Oh
Dude, I
man.
fucking. It might be long for you. I loved it. I just sat here and listened. This was one I like stopped everything and just listened to it.
Oh.
But that's how I am with longer songs. Usually there's something.
I mean, the
Uh,
lyrics is pretty short. I just
right.
the problem was is that like since this was like after the halfway point of the album, it just kind of got blended in with like whatever activity I was doing in the background as well. So it was like I couldn't separate this song from like the other songs. So like I
This
criticized the 8 minutes, but I couldn't even tell you the difference between this song and like the other
the next
portions of the
few.
last half.
Fair enough. Um, this one feels like a makeup sex song almost. Like it's very sensual. He's got his voice pitched up for the song. A 6 minute like slow jam guitar solo. Someone was in the comments of the music video or the video audio was saying like it's the same chord progression as Hotel California, which I totally see now. I can totally hear it. Um, I need to take a pregnancy test after this. Okay, calm down. Uh, yeah. Uh, great guitar solo too. I think that's him. I think he shreds. Yeah, it's him. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Uh, yeah. Not much to say about this track. It's
Is this
very.
vibing with someone else or is this vibing with the same person?
I think it's the same person. I think he wants to, you know. The chorus says, "I want to make love to you, sweet darling. Deal with the mess we made in the morning." The mess, I'm assuming, is the argument.
I see.
But yeah, it's a bop. It's a jam. Uh, I might need a pregnancy test as well. Who knows?
Horny jail. Bonk.
Bonk go to horny jail. This song. Uh, yeah. Oh, I should say huge, or for this song, huge. I don't know how much Prince you listen to, but this is like I hear the Hotel California, but I also hear a big Prince influence on this. Like just Prince's like really kind of higher pitched vocal. Maybe he was trying to emulate that by pitching his vocal higher, but
Mm.
yeah, the like falsetto. Yeah, I don't know why I did that. Um, now everybody can hear it. Wow. Yeah, I liked this one. I didn't really dislike any songs on this album.
I
This is
agree with that.
much different than the Logic album. um, but yeah, I kind of agree with you that these next like few tracks kind of blend together. I don't even remember what Guilty Conscience and Secret Garden sound like. I remember Heals Me, but I
Yeah, I
might need a
I actually
quick
remember the
refresher.
last two more. I think they were distinctly different, but hmm. Yeah, I remember less of Guilty Conscious though.
Oh, this one's kind of like he's kind of like doing that like breathy. I get I get like 80s, 90s funkadelic vibes from this. A little bit. But yeah, I'm not too crazy about this one, but it kind of follows that theme of
There's some spiritual elements to it.
yeah. I was reading. Yeah.
I mean, the direct reference to the Bible, but
Maybe this is kind of coming off of it is kind of vague. What are you back in raking my back home? You line up. The first verse kind of still makes me think that they're having an argument. I'm wondering what guilty conscience is in reference to. I just want a bus. Okay. Urban Dictionary isn't helping for what bus with two S's really means. Bust a nut? Fight? Kiss? Get drunk? Or be high? It's not helping. Um, yeah. I don't have a lot to say on this song, but
uh,
I
well,
didn't,
okay.
you
I
know.
What I do want to talk about is figuring out what guilty conscious means and its reference to the significant other.
My immediate mind goes to they cheated while he was gone. But
Right. But what
yeah.
about in context to the song? Or like the some of the other portions of the song. Like that would make sense with the pre-chorus, "Don't you waste my time, baby."
Mhm.
Back up
Oh,
off
that's
me just for a minute. What is this like resistance portion for? Is it like cuz he knows of the
yeah,
cheating?
maybe this is the part of the argument where she's lashing out and he's, you know,
You
and
ain't
he's,
even got all the
telling her to,
info in the first verse.
or maybe he cheated. Maybe they both cheated on each
Oh.
other. Right? Because that's you ain't even got all the info. He's talking about himself.
Okay. So yeah,
And
okay.
then she's got a guilty conscience, so maybe they just, yeah, maybe they were unfaithful to each other while they were gone,
Yeah,
while he was
what
gone.
are you out what you out here breaking my back for? Okay, so like she's giving him shit, but he's like
That he
less,
feels is undeserved. Yeah.
yeah, and he's less like lashing out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
because he knows that both parties fucked up.
Both parties are
Okay, okay,
guilty. Yeah, yeah. That makes
okay.
sense.
Okay, I'm cool. I'm cool to move on with that. I think
Cool.
that's. I think that clears that up.
Secret Garden. This one I don't remember at all. Oh, it's this one. A little bit of like a John Mayer on this. John Mayer, Jimi Hendrix. This one's good. I just remembered this one's good. The guitar's good. Um. Oh yeah, this one's a jam. Yeah. Sorry, I was listening to it a little bit. Yeah, definitely a little bit of John Mayer.
Secret garden, the bedroom, with nothing but the birds and the bees.
Oh, sheesh!
Sheesh.
God damn.
And if you let it mix a little longer, it floods into your bloodstream.
Mmm.
It soaks us both in one way dream. Till we're
Potential.
splitting at the seams. Oh boy. Talk about ripping a new one in poetry
Oh.
format. This is
Mmm.
great. Jesus.
Maybe it's Makeup Sex Part 2? But like more like lovey-dovey.
Super
Both
horny
worked up quite a
jam.
buzz, but they're like drunk horny. I never read the lyrics for this one. Like I'm listening to it in the background right now, and I'm like, it jams, but I never paid attention to the lyrics.
Oh, the lyrics stood out more to me on this
Oh,
one.
interesting.
But I would say it was probably I would say it was easier to dismiss the lyrics here though.
Yeah, cause it's a jam. Like what? I'm also kind of a little bit distracted by the guitar, which is a good thing because guitar is nice. But yeah, um,
I don't have that much to say about it. I
just,
really like the instrumental portions.
yeah, same.
The lyrics stood out every once in a while to me, but they were pretty easily dismissible with like the rest of the
For the
song.
rest of the song. Yeah. Yeah. The next song I really like too. Last track too.
Mm-hmm.
Heals Me. The piano ballad, right?
I don't remember much how the song goes itself, but it's pretty short.
Kind of sounds like the like tragic ending of a like a failed love story. Um but when I look at the lyrics, maybe this is the like forgiveness part. Because he's kind of just pouring his heart out about how much this person means to him. I get restless and my options are gone. You know, uh, You're there when I give up, I'm lost without you. You're worth it.
It seems to me
You
that
never
this
let
is
me
the end of
down.
the cycle, or like the time apart cycle.
Yeah, but it also feels like the post-argument time as
Right,
well.
right.
Like there's no conflict here, there's no makeup sex, there's no there's no argument, unapologetic feelings. It's because when he says the part that gives it away in the second verse is you stick around, yeah, you stick around, and no matter time or place, you're always there for me. So maybe even through the strife that he caused this person for being who he is, they still took him back,
Right.
right? Um, yeah, it's a nice ending too. It's a lovely song.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
What about it is healing? Is it the reassurance that through the worst of the cycle, it still comes back fruitful?
fruitful, maybe. Maybe he does have a few lines on here that he's alone, he's lost. Maybe it's with this person he feels assured that he doesn't feel lonely anymore. Uh, it's the comfort of that person being there. Because maybe after a hard work day at work, or just a rough day in general, you get back home and you don't have that significant other. Maybe he values having this person because they're a beacon of, you know, solitude. Not
Mm,
solitude, but like a safety, reassurance that it's, you know, she keeps him grounded is also what I'm reading from the lyrics. Um, yeah.
and all it takes is a little faith. Is that toxic?
In the context of the other songs, perhaps. I think that's more alluding to, uh, you know, not the cheating, to the supposed cheating
Well,
aspect,
right,
but the
right.
but the jump that they had to make, putting their relationship on either like pause or hold when he
Interesting.
left
Okay.
and changed. Maybe faith that he'll be close enough to the same person when he returns
Interesting.
that they don't have to completely separate.
Interesting. Okay. I was taking faith in the sense or in the context that they ditched each well, they broke apart. They had their moment where they like broke up, but there's the expectation that things will get back together again or they will get back together again and like peace will be achieved once again through the status of the relationship with the other person. The reason why I asked if that was toxic is because there's the expectation that it won't fail. That you are bound to
Right.
this other person. And all it takes is a little faith is knowing that the other person will continue going back to you the same way that you continue going back to them.
Gotcha. No, I get where you're coming from. And it's also toxic to expect them to wait for you.
Right.
Right. To feel like you're owed them to wait. Owed for them to wait. Yeah.
Mhm.
So in some scenarios, yeah, I think in this, if we separate this song from the potential that they might have cheated on each other, it's not to me. But in the context of its own separate song, I'd say it's fine.
Uh-huh. Or is the faith
Yeah.
in reference to everything that he said in this entire song? It's also mutually shared with the other person.
The faith.
Faith that the continuation of the effects of the existence of the other person is also shared with I forget how I started that sentence. Oh man. Everything that Jameson feels towards the other person is also shared by the other person towards Jameson.
And that's faith.
Yeah. The
Mm.
faith that, like, the power that he has, or that they have over him, is the same power that he has over them.
I could see that. Like sort of a equal reliance on each other
Yeah.
in a way. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. You take my breath away, you never let me down. Your love it heals me. Yeah, cool. Great album. I
Great
enjoyed it.
album.
Yeah.
I would listen to these songs. Actually, I already said I was gonna listen to these songs again. I'm gonna listen to them again. Like,
For
once we're done
sure.
with this, yeah,
Yeah.
great stuff.
I already bought the album on iTunes, so I'll
Oh,
be listening to it every now and then.
yeah, I don't listen. I don't buy songs. I
I like to
listen to them for
support the
free.
artist. I like to support the artist because, they're struggling.
Yeah, you're right. I'm such a yeah.
No, it's
I should
fine.
be I should be conscious of that more often. It's like, what's supporting the artist and what isn't. I You would think views would be, but I'm sure there's some
In a way,
higher
they
level
are.
company that's like in control of that indirectly, or that disproportions the worth of my view across the company and the across like different parties.
As far as I know, Spotify doesn't pay their music
Oh
artists
really?
very, very well. I went to a concert and they threw some shade at Spotify. They're like, "Oh yeah, come buy our album in the back because Spotify doesn't fucking pay us enough or
Wow.
something." And I'm like, "Oh damn, they
Damn.
throwing shade here." All right, but yeah,
Sheesh.
yeah. Whenever I can buy a CD at an artist I support's show, that's usually my number one mode of supporting them. But
Wow.
you know,
Maybe I should do that.
let's go to a show then, man. Let's go to a
True.
show.
Yeah, I don't. Oh.
Yo, if Jameson's touring, let's go.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough.
If he's coming around, fuck, his nearest show is in fucking Portland. He's not coming to Washington,
Wow.
bruh.
That's like some awkward middle ground too, because
Yeah, right. Usually they just
California's
go
pretty far away
California.
from Portland still.
Like Portland's still the drive, but yeah, tour. San Diego, Santa Fe. Is there a Washington date? Totally go watch this guy. Oh yeah, dude, let's go. You wanna go?
When is it?
Hold on. Ticketmaster. It's on a Friday, October 22nd.
In Washington or Portland?
The Crocodile in Seattle.
Oh. Okay.
$22. Dude, let's go watch him.
All right.
Yeah,
Let's go.
You wanna go?
Yeah, let's go.
I'm down. With fees, it'll probably be like closer to 35, but like I'll still buy it.
Okay.
I'll still go see him. Yeah, we should ask. We'll ask some homies see if they want to come.
Sure.
But yeah, I'll keep it on my list. Maybe we'll buy it buy tickets sometime soonish. But yeah, cool. Yeah, enjoyed this one more than the Logic one for sure.
I as well. I think the investment in like the note taking was, I thought it was unnecessary going into this, and maybe it still was. I don't know if there was like any notes, meaningful notes that I was willing to take for each of the songs other than I love the sound bites. I love the melody
okay,
in here.
I
But
like the wavelengths that entered my ear.
right. So,
Yeah, no, it's fine to it's totally fine to casually consume music as opposed to um, just give your full attention to it. With the Logic album, I think I for some songs I paid full attention, for others I was playing a game, but I also did take like it's more like anecdotal notes, not really full written out like
right.
paragraphs
Right.
for songs. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I suppose we'll call it here instead of drawing this out more. Um,
Sounds good.